Hi everybody, we're back at the Alliance Open House. I'm Dave with Game Trade Media, and I'm going to be talking today with Jessa and Brian from WizKids. You've brought in a huge cart full of stuff. So we're going to do like a quick fire round, I guess. The whole thing will be a quick fire round.
Great.
There's a lot of stuff through that I'm really excited to see, and yeah, I think we should just jump straight in.
Awesome.
So first up, we're going to talk about board games.
Yes.
The board games you're working on. So
Yep.
I'll let you take it away.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is our Betrayal at House on the Hill upgrade kit.
Okay.
One of the most common requests from fans of Betrayal at House on the Hill is an improved way to track character stats throughout the game.
Sure.
So what we've done here is we've actually taken the character cards and made them, they're still double-sided, but we've added wheels tracking the stats inside the cards.
Oh, fantastic.
So each character's, they're sandwiched together.
Yep.
And then the wheels inside. We also created these really cool marbled dice. They're in the Betrayal colors, green and yellow. So they're really cool. They add a little more flavor to your game, and it makes it a lot easier for you to track the characters.
Excellent.
We have brand new art for the characters as well. So it's the same characters you know and love, same information, same name, just with different art.
New art.
More exciting.
New art and a different format to
Yes.
make it easier to track.
Absolutely.
At $14.99, it's a nice stocking stuffer. For
Yeah,
this
Yes.
Christmas
Is this
season.
and this is available now?
It's coming out this fall.
Coming out this fall.
Yes.
Okay.
But before Christmas.
Before Christmas. Everything we're seeing today is
Hopefully before Christmas.
almost everything we're seeing
Yes.
today is before Christmas. Okay. Next up.
So the next game we're going to talk about is Bumuntu. Bumuntu is really very interesting because it's inspired by African folklore.
Okay.
And the game
Great.
it's a tile collection game where you are playing as a tribal leader exploring the jungle and trying to gain the favor of the animals
Right. Okay.
in order to bring prosperity to your tribe.
Fantastic.
So you utilize the animals' abilities to collect their tiles and ultimately score the most points to successfully win the animals' favor.
Okay. Awesome. That's great.
And this one is
This is-
coming out towards the end of the year.
Okay, and I think we just recently had an article in Game Trade magazine
Yes.
about Ubuntu. It was on the cover, so I think it was the August issue,
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
it was.
Cool.
Yes, very
Excellent.
good.
Great.
And then
Maiden's Quest. I'm actually really excited about this one.
Right.
This is my favorite of our newest games. Maiden's Quest is a solo game. It's played entirely in the hand. You cycle through cards as you play, and all the encounters are resolved separately, so you can play this game anytime, anywhere. In fact, I have it in my pocket.
Nice.
It fits perfectly into a standard playing card deck box.
Right.
So the way the game works is that you pick a maiden as your character, and then she will dictate what cards you include in your deck.
Okay.
So just to show an example of a round of Maiden's Quest, you cycle through the deck, so there's items, and then you come upon an encounter with one of the creatures in the game. And in order to resolve that encounter, you fan a fan of 5 cards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you successfully have these icons on enough of your cards, you win the encounter and you
Okay.
get a bonus.
Radio.
If you don't have those icons, you would lose the encounter. So from just these 5 cards, I would probably fail the encounter. However, I have a +1 here. I add 1 more card, and there's the second one. I win the
Got
encounter.
2 symbols you needed.
Yes, I take an upgrade, and then it moves to the back, and you continue.
Okay. Right, and you keep cycling through.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And another
Okay.
really cool thing about this game is it's really, it's created with the female market in mind.
Right.
So the majority of the team that worked on this game is female. The graphic designer is female, the artist is female. All of the play testers until the game entered beta were female.
Right.
So we really wanted to emphasize the female friendliness of this game.
Sure.
it's
Oh,
really
fantastic.
resonated. It just came out. We've sold some, and people are already beginning to love it.
Exciting.
Yes.
Exciting
It
about it.
is.
Fantastic. And this is, how much is this?
This one
Retail
is
for?
$19.99.
Okay. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Great price
All
point.
right, great.
Mm.
Thank you.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you've probably heard of Fury of Dracula.
I have
If you
heard of it.
haven't,
No. I have heard of it. but,
so we are doing our 4th edition of Fury of Dracula.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Whoa! No, that's fine. good.
It's still the classic game that
Yep.
you know and you love. It's almost exactly the same. We've made a couple changes. We've updated the rule book to add some clarification to make it easier to understand. And the most exciting thing is we have created new minis for the game.
Fantastic.
So we have new sculpts for some of the characters and all new paint jobs.
Excellent.
So this is the Dracula mini, and he looks very, very exciting. And the Mina mini is actually really cool because we've changed her pose to put her in more of an active pose.
Right, fantastic.
We've given her a revolver to kind of make her feel more involved in the action.
Yep. No,
so we wanted to really do something like that. So we're happy that with the way it's come out, and it looks great, and we're really excited for it.
Oh, that's great. So but they're pre-painted in the box set. That's awesome.
And they'll be coming out in November.
Great. Excellent. And the price point on that one?
$59.99.
I believe that's correct.
$59.99. There we go.
And
Excellent.
Next up
is a sample of the new line.
A sample of the newest Dice Masters.
Okay.
This is, we have partnered with Games Workshop for Warhammer 40K Dice Masters.
Right.
So we're really excited to bring this character and this universe into our Dice Masters line. Dice Masters, if you weren't aware, is a dice rolling game. We have expanded the game so that it's currently less collectible. Everything is in campaign boxes. You don't need to seek out certain cards. Everything you need to play is in this box.
Basically, yeah, you know what you're getting.
Yes.
And it isn't based on what you can find. It's based on how you play the game.
There's also 2 theme packs that come out specifically with Warhammer, but with every set there's little add-ons you can buy that get you a preset deck to add, and you still have the customization. The deck building, the team.
You still have that process, but you've got the you know what cards you're going to be able to choose from.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And we've added new mechanics into this as well, so we're really excited for this.
Oh, fantastic.
And this is going to release later this year.
So there's other campaign boxes releasing throughout the year as well. This is just one example of the new format.
Fantastic. And
Heroes of Dominaria. This one is... Everyone seems to be really excited about this one. This is a Magic the Gathering board game.
Right.
It's inspired by the newly released Magic the Gathering set that takes place on one of the most popular planes in Magic, which is Dominaria. It's a Euro-style game that's easy even for non-Magic players to understand.
Okay.
It's very easy to follow. The characters in the game, the player characters, are actually the Magic the Gathering planeswalkers and creatures from the current Magic set.
Yep.
So it kind of crosses that border between Magic and board games, and so we're really happy with it because we think it'll appeal both to Magic the Gathering players and to retail and to
existing board
game
players.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a lot of coverage.
Yes.
If you don't play Magic, it's still a great experience.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's great.
We are going to transition to a new category.
Yay!
Okay, so Brian's going to spend a little bit of time off camera in this one. That's fine.
Yes.
As we mentioned, they've brought a lot of fantastic stuff.
We have a lot of exciting things coming out,
which is great. Definitely good.
All right. So upcoming, we have Wave 6 of our Unpainted Miniatures lines.
Okay.
And to start off, we're going to talk about the WizKids Unpainted Miniatures.
Sure thing.
So our theme this time around is going to be for dungeon dressing.
Okay.
So we wanted to create a kind of a torture chamber type of experience.
Yep.
So we've got some pretty cool stuff in this one. We have some stocks, which are over here. We have a torture rack.
Yep.
There's an Iron Maiden featured in this as well. And what's really cool is we have an exexecutioner who comes with his own severed head.
Right. Oh, that's perfect.
Why wouldn't you?
In the basket already.
Exactly.
His job is done. He now goes to the tavern and
absolutely
and relax.
And it's surprising how well just general dungeon dressings are doing. We weren't sure. It's been exciting to see the acceptance of this.
I think anything that's going to help bring the whole thing to life and get people more immersed in their dungeons, fantastic. And no doubt we'll be painting some of that on Painting Happy Little Minis over the next few months.
Yes.
I'm excited to work on that Iron Maiden, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we are too. So up next we have Wave 6 of our D&D minis.
Just some of them.
Yep.
Yes, just some. No, this is the entirety of Wave 6.
Right. Our waves are getting bigger.
So we really, we listened to the consumers, and we tried to incorporate more of the minis that people were responding to.
Great.
So for the first time in our D&D line, we have introduced gnome player characters.
Yep.
We introduced Azamars in Wave 5, but we've added even more Azamars. They're going to be more Dragonborn. What we're really, really excited, though, for is the gelatinous cube.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The gelatinous cube is really cool.
great.
It's translucent, but you can add a wash to it, a tint to it, to make it any color you want.
Yep.
It fits over the minis, its size, so that you can actually place it over the minis so you can see what's trapped
That's
underneath
great.
it.
Yeah.
And we also have the
That's awesome.
shambling mound, which looks amazing.
Yeah.
And,
that does look
you know,
fantastic.
Wave 5 has been getting a great response. The owl bears, people love them. So we really want to continue that.
Yeah,
that kind
sort
of
feel.
Exactly.
But I love the.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah. That is excellent. Very excited.
All right. And
the first time, at least us presenting,
yes,
we have a new format to share.
we do. We
Oh,
have
awesome.
huge as a size.
Oh, right. Okay.
Unpainted minis, huge unpainted minis. We have some really, really cool ones incorporated here. So we wanted to make these bigger figures to make people more immersed with some of the characters, especially if they're larger. We wanted to really create that scale difference.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
To make it more immersive.
Yep.
So we're starting with these 4 huge-sized painted minis.
Yep.
So we have the adult Remoraz is going to be really, really popular. We think it's really cool. It's something that's very, very popular in D&D campaigns already. So having one that's unpainted and at that size is going to.
It's going to be great. Definitely.
And they are at come primered. Very little assembly required. In some cases, none. $14.99, and they rack for the retailers out there. You can rack them with 2 pegs with the single blister, so you can just kind of slot them in. We're going to do 2 to 6 in the waves. It isn't going to become 20 to 30 like the small ones, but we're going to try and make sure that each one shines that we do, and a lot of excitement for this.
Absolutely.
I think giving each of them a smaller focus group is fantastic. But $14.99, you said?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That seems like a good value, doesn't it?
It's perfect.
Yes, isn't it?
But just the idea of when you've got your adventuring model, adventuring character who was this size, we bring out one of the gnomes there.
Yeah.
The sense of panic in the player when the DM puts it, drops it on the table.
You can even have gnomes versus T-Rexes now.
Right.
Finally.
Fantastic.
Finally. That's what you want in every campaign.
Yep. Waiting hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years.
And another new format for the Unpainted line
is the gargantuan size for our Pathfinder Unpainted.
Awesome.
So we're releasing 3 dragons coming up. We have the red dragon, which is the one you see here.
Yep.
We will also have the white dragon and the green dragon. And these are similarly just larger figures they come primed, and
check out that head.
They're beautifully sculpted. You can really see the detail we put into these dragons, and they're going to
be a whole new format.
Yes.
And this one, I believe, comes fully assembled. They also are primered and ready to paint, just like the other ones. I forget the exact price point on this one. Do you remember? It's a good value as well.
Yes,
but it's not $14.99, but I think it's.
Wait, I remember. It's
I forget.
I don't remember.
I think
so many things.
I checked
to remember.
this morning.
Yep. But when are the dragons releasing?
Dragons are releasing, I believe, with Wave 6.
Wave 6. Okay. Cool.
All right. Here you go.
So Pathfinder has an upcoming online RPG. It's not an MMO, but it's an online RPG. And we decided that we wanted to make a miniatures set of our pre-painted miniatures inspired by that.
Right. Okay. Fantastic.
So we're releasing the Pathfinder Battles Kingmaker series.
Right.
So this is going to have a lot of those characters that you're going to see in the online RPG.
Encounter as you're playing.
We have elementals within it, and the pre-painted elementals look really beautiful. So we're just going to pull this one out.
Sample.
Yes.
In the premium set.
Oh, wow. Take a look at that.
Yes. So it's really detailed. We made to include the crystals. So it's just going to be really exciting, especially for the players who are wanting to cross that barrier between the online game and their campaigns.
It's a little wacky this time. We actually have 2 of them. We have a water elemental sold separately. Normally, we bundle them together. They're so big and impressive. We decide to do them separately. That's the first time I think we've done that.
Okay, fantastic. And the great thing as well is for painters like myself, this is a fantastic starting point.
Yeah.
I can spend an hour with some washes and some weathering powders and that sort of thing and just take it to the next level.
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome. Great.
Thank you.
It was cool.
All right. And then
the spell effects. So This is the first time anyone's ever brought something like this
Right.
to retail. We have created the D&D Icons of the Realms spell effects.
Yep.
So these are miniatures that are, instead of being characters or creatures, these are the actual effects of spells within the game.
Right.
So we
So
took
these are like
some
the persistent spells.
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
yep.
We've taken some of the most popular spells in D&D and we've translated them to this miniature format.
Fantastic.
So, for example, we have, I'm going to take this out
Yep.
real quick. So we have the Arcane Gate, which comes out this way.
Right.
So we have the Arcane Gate, which you can kind of, there's a lot of detail, even though it's very close to monochromatic. We really created a nice gradient, really detailed lines.
Fantastic.
We
depth,
have
yep.
the Phantom Steed, which is beautiful if it wants to come out of here.
There we
You
go.
know, it's a beautiful looking figure. It has great, it's really unique, especially as a spell effect. So that's really exciting.
And you have the simple ones too, like
Yes.
Mage Hand, Tensor's Folding Disc, Dancing
elemental
Lights.
weapons.
Yeah. And we tried to cover a lot of the ones that you might use.
Yes.
Sneak that in.
And it helps.
fist.
It helps tell the story of what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're just excited to have the characters just continue to
Yeah, to
expand
build
on
and
their
just,
ability.
Just continue to build the story that everybody's creating.
Yes. And we'll have, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So we'll have actually 2 sets of these. So this is going to be the spells, like the smaller spells, and then we have the walls.
Let's pop these over
So
here.
we wanted to create a set of walls that players could use for when they have, you know, spells that create them. And so we made 2. We made walls of ice and walls of fire.
Sold together.
Sold together in a single package.
They'll come in this pack here.
Right.
Yes.
Excellent.
And what's really cool about these is they connect together.
Okay.
So
Right.
the walls of ice, you can see slot in with each other. Same with the walls of fire.
Right.
They slot right in, so you can have effectively an infinitely long wall of fire, an infinitely long wall of ice.
Right.
They stay together, so you don't have to worry about balancing them next to each other.
Sure.
And they are
They-
sized for the grid?
Yes,
For
they're
people
sized
who
for the
use
grid.
grids?
Okay. Fantastic.
And these 2 sets are $39.99 each. So
Which
they're
again,
a great
that's
price
awesome-
point and
awesome
very,
price
very
point.
useful for any campaign.
And these are also part of, when are these coming out? Are they part of
They're
Wave
going to
6
be
or-
part of Wave 6.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
And I think we have one thing left.
Is there one
I
one final thing?
think-
I don't believe
I don't
it's
know.
one
I don't
final
know
Creature
if I.
Forge.
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's 20 other things.
I don't
so-
think we have on
Well,
hand.
there's 2 things, I guess.
2 things. 2 things
I don't
coming.
know where I put the minis down, so
I don't know where.
maybe we don't. Well, I can talk about it at least.
Yeah, talk about Creature
For
Forge.
sure.
We have an upcoming line that's coming out September 19th, so very, very soon. We have a
Yep.
line of minis inspired by the Magic the Gathering token
Okay. Radio.
things. So we have a lot of really cool things. We took the most popular tokens in Magic,
Yep.
and we translated them to miniature form.
Okay.
We made it a point to really, literally as possible, translate the art.
Okay.
So we wanted it to be recognizable. So the player sees the zombie figure, and they say, "Hey, that's the zombie from my deck."
Right. Okay.
And so it's really interesting. We have a lot of the popular minis. We have the goblins, we have the sapperlings, we have the soldiers.
Right.
And actually right now we're working with a lot of different Magic the Gathering media outlets in order to promote these figures.
Right. Okay.
So MTG Goldfish, Gathering Magic, TCG Player, the Mana League all have previews up
Right.
of the
Fantastic.
figures that have never been seen before.
Okay. Excellent. So
Great.
if you want to check out any of those figures, you can head to all of those places.
Yes.
No doubt, if you're a Magic the Gathering player, you've
Yes, definitely.
You know where
and
they are.
they're also in blind boxes that are
Okay.
at $3.49, so it creates the same experience as buying.
buying a.
Yeah, and even
buying
the
a-
rarity is scaled with the rarity of the
Okay.
tokens.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
That's great. That's good.
This is really
Okay.
exciting.
So yeah, we'll
So-
slide these off over here.
This little thing coming in.
Little thing. Just a
this
little
Just
thing.
a tiny thing.
One last thing coming in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sailing across there. Fantastic.
Now, these tentacles and whatnot are sold separately.
Yes.
But they are perfectly scaled.
Grr.
Grr.
Hello,
this-
I'd like to play with you.
So this is the D&D Falling Star. We have been working on this for quite a while.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
been prototypes around. We keep refining it. And there's a lot of features with this that we definitely wanted to perfect.
Right.
So for instance, the masks are magnetic.
Yep.
And are easy to take on and off, or if something tends to destroy them on an adventurer's
Right,
journey.
sure.
There is these panels lift off, so you can actually play below this deck. The gun ports actually open and close
Oh wow.
underneath. There is the ladders will come on and off. You can put the rowboat on there. It is scaled to a normal campaign.
Yep.
The tiles themselves will have grid lines or not if you play Theater of the Mind without grids. Additionally, nested underneath, these will actually fit underneath. You always want to separate the player party.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
It's always a good
yeah,
idea.
definitely.
And so you have the below deck areas where you can put your barrels and other things and adventures that are happening. If you need to move them, they're thick cardboard, easy to lift off, and they tuck in underneath and nest underneath. This is coming out soon, maybe not by Christmas. Hopefully we could, but it's probably going to be spring.
Yes.
This is $200.
I am not sure.
I believe it's $249.
Yep. I think so. I think we were talking with Justin.
And there is been a lot of interest and demand, and we're very excited to bring this. There's been a lot of crafting. For instance, it is unusual to have a boat that fits your minis, so that you can actually be like, I run halfway up the stairs and be on either side. And we've made the stairs so that the bases themselves will fit in.
Slide in and tuck in there.
And we had to make some artistic choices too. A crow's nest doesn't necessarily look like this, but man, archers and magic users are going to want to go up there and rain down their arrows or fire from above, and we've made that definitely possible.
Yep.
These are prototype. They're going to end up being probably cloth, but you can also have sails go on and off.
Yep.
And we're going to have those. And it combines very well with the Kraken from Monster Menagerie 3, which is in the premium set, which comes with the tentacles, the rowboat, and the sandbars. And, of course, you can outfit it with treasure chests or whatever from your library, or go out and buy some additional figures if you wish. So.
Fantastic. And all pre-painted.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
This comes pre-painted with the tiles in place. This is separate. The figures you see here are from other sets. They don't come with. But otherwise, and they'll come unassembled, but it's very easy to put the masts up. And
that's usually
couldn't be much easier. Yes.
No mast.
So we're very excited that we finally are able to show the near final version, and it's coming to
How long has this been in development?
We have been working on this for probably over a year at this point.
I could believe it for sure. Had you said 2 years, I would have believed that too.
I mean, even the simple things like these gun ports, you're like, oh, that seems simple. Well, there's actually a lot of tooling, and you got to make sure you get them right, and that was a lot of discussions, a lot of emails, and we think we nailed it. We had a gentleman fly over. Hey, Chaz, hope you're watching. Who went over several times and worked with the people actually building it and tweaked it and got those little fine details in. We revised the tiles several times to make sure that the colors and the fading were exactly right, so it matched up. So the doors open and shut as well, in case someone were to flee and shut the door behind them.
Spectacular, and all for $250 basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's can be great. So I think, I think, next spring is going to be fantastic for people. Loads of campaigns are going to be set on the high seas.
And we hope so.
For sure. That'll be great. Okay, so I think if you want to go and check out more of more things,
WizKids.com.
If that was not enough, WizKids.com. You're on Facebook, Twitter, all the social media.
Join us.
Yes.
So head along, check things out at WizKids. And also, if you want to see all of these things in your local store, make sure your store is ordering these from Alliance Games.
Definitely pre-order this from your local store. I mean, we hope we've ordered enough, but there's a lot of interest in it. Any products you've seen here, please order from your local stores and get those orders in.
Get in there. Yeah, we're all about Game Trade Media. We're all about building the local communities, local stores, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So fantastic. Thank you very much, Jessica and Brian.
Thank you.
That's cool. Thanks very much, everybody. That was a huge amount of stuff from WizKids, but it all looks fantastic, and we're really excited to see it on the shelves.
Thank you.
So we'll see you later, and see you at your local game store.
Thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Make sure to leave us a like and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new content.